After a week-long tour through Oklahoma's 2nd District, Representative Markwayne Mullin held a final town hall meeting at Rogers State University. I spoke to Mullin about everything from the presidential election to his thoughts on Oklahoma's economic situation. So, Congressman, welcome to Rogers State University.
Thank you.
The last stop on your town hall trail through the 2nd District.
Yes.
I assume it's been a busy week?
It has been very busy. This is our 26th town hall meeting in 7 days, and this is our last stop. So we're excited to finish strong here in Rogers County.
How do you feel about the political climate in D.C. right now?
I'm an optimistic individual. Failure is not an option. There's some bickering and fighting that takes place. I get that, but for the betterment of the country, we're going to have to figure out how to work together. I mean, there's Republicans, there's Democrats. Just because you're one or another doesn't mean you're bad or you're evil. It simply means that you've been elected to represent a certain group of people. That's great, wonderful. The fact of the matter is, though, if we don't put party politics aside and do what's best for this country, the losers are going to be the citizens of the United States. Because people want to not just debate policy issues, people now want to debate whose wife's the prettiest. Well, my wife's the prettiest. And if you're married, your wife should be the prettiest. And if not, you have bigger issues and political problems. But when it becomes that big of a division, it makes it very hard for people that have the same goal in mind to unite, to focus together. Instead, they're just going to be weeded down in the details.
So the media is constantly asserting that if Donald Trump wins the Republican nomination, that this is basically a victory for Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders. What are your thoughts on this? I
don't agree with that at all. The general public is going to get to decide that in November. Right now, the Republican Party is trying to decide who their nominee is going to be. The Democrat Party is also trying to decide who their party is going to be. You know, the broker invention has happened before. We've cast ballots before. We cast ballots in the 70s. We cast ballots even when Lincoln was elected. In fact, he was considered at the time more of a consensus candidate. So the process has worked in its past. So why are we making such a big deal of it about now? Let the will of the people work. That's all we're saying. It needs to work.
Although you're not involved in state politics, you are probably aware of the economic situation in Oklahoma right now. What do you think needs to be done to help remedy the situation?
Well, obviously it's a state issue. This isn't a federal issue. The way I would think that you would want to set up the priorities is, one, our security. Law enforcement and men and women in uniform should be 100% taken care of, funded, and well-trained. Why? Because we all want to be safe at school. We all want to be safe going to work. Second priority should be education. Everything we do, everything I do, I quit working for myself the day I had my first child. It became all about my kids at that point. Their future is more important than my future. If we're not investing in their education, then we're cheating a generation out of their future. Third thing, we should be paying attention to those in most critical situations, those that can't provide for themselves, not don't want to, those that can't. We need to take care of those individuals because they are the most vulnerable, be it from the young to the old or those in critical need.
Thank you for taking this interview with us.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. Appreciate the time, and thanks for being involved. Like I've said multiple times, what we do is all about your all's future, and we got to continue to be invested in it. So those that are getting involved, those that are taking this time to be educated, to go to another level, you're their next leaders. So thank you.
Good luck in your next election.
All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Reporting for Rogers State University, I'm Lars Lindner.